If you have an extra room or suite in your home, please consider hosting a family.
This was a plea from the governor's office where she asked citizens to please consider housing illegal immigrants in your house. If you have a spare bedroom, if you have a mother-in-law suite, whatever you have, please consider having an illegal immigrant family or individual come into your home with you. Now I'm going to play you the clip that was happening from a couple months ago, but I do think there's some actually interesting, not necessarily updates, but revisiting it in a way that makes more sense as to why somebody in that kind of position of power, again, the governor of Massachusetts, would say something so silly and idiotic. Watch this clip and we will discuss what I think is actually more interesting than not on the other side. Check this out.
20,000 individuals in Bay State shelters. This is 80% higher than this time last year. Governor Healey's administration is now asking Massachusetts residents to help with the crisis.
If you have an extra room or suite in your home, please consider hosting a family. Safe housing and shelter is our most pressing need. Become a sponsor family. You can contact the Brazilian Workers Center for more information on how you can step up if you're willing to have an additional family be part of your family.
In the governor's letter to the federal government on Tuesday, she stated that the crisis is currently costing the state of Massachusetts $45 million per month on programs to assist the families.
Here's what I think is actually interesting. That was a clip, that was the lieutenant governor talking for the governor talk. But again, same sort of concept applies. Massachusetts, the big and all-powerful Democratic government over there in Massachusetts, saying we need more people to step up and create housing for these illegal immigrants that are being bused to our states. And again, the greatest political stunt ever achieved. Here's what I think is interesting about that. I looked where I could sign up if I were a homeowner or a resident of Massachusetts. Where can I sign up to house these illegal immigrants? I went to the Massachusetts government website, couldn't find anywhere to list my room available for an illegal immigrant family. Then I went to any of the housing places, couldn't find anything there. Then I went to the Brazilian Workers Center, which is where the lieutenant governor said to go, and I also couldn't find anywhere to list my house as an available open space for illegal immigrants to cohabitate with me and my family. Now, on its face, all of the things that you think are ridiculous about this are in fact ridiculous. Okay, so the illegal immigrants that have come into the country, again, illegally, with probably fake claims of asylum, got shipped to my state. They probably didn't have any sort of background check because, you know, they thoroughly check the status of people at the borders before they ship them off into the country, except for no, they don't. And I'm going to have random people from a different country who don't speak the same language, don't have the same culture, and effectively are invading the domestic United States of America just live in my house? Yes, of course, all of the things that you think are ridiculous about this are, in fact, ridiculous. But if you think about it a little bit deeper, I almost think this might be a smart move by the governor's office. Now, and also maybe even politically selfless, maybe. But I'm not sure necessarily about that. Because it's ridiculous, and because people were talking about it then and are talking about it now, you get the feeling that maybe this isn't exactly the ask that the governor is actually making. Because afterward, in that report you also heard, she sent a letter to the federal government saying, hey, we're spending $45 million a month to assist illegal immigrants. There are 5,600 families and 20,000 illegal immigrants in state shelters in Massachusetts, which is 80% higher at the same time the year before. And the Massachusetts governor makes it clear, hey, this is a federal government problem, and therefore, federal government, can you fix this problem? And because I wasn't able to find anywhere on the internet that would allow me to list my house for illegal immigrants to come and stay with me or offer it to the public good, I wonder if it wasn't actually a serious ask and instead is a ploy to get people to go, hold on, what? And draw more attention to it. Because What I don't doubt is that the Massachusetts infrastructure for housing people who don't have a place to live, especially in the winter, I would imagine that is pretty overwhelmed. Regardless of who's there, that would be a problem for really anybody in a position of power there, whether it be the governor of the state or the county officers or the mayor of the big cities. It's an issue everywhere. And because it's an issue everywhere, you're trying to get as much attention to that issue so that the freaking feds would figure it out. And what better way to get media attention, and again, this is all speculation here, but what better way to get media attention than to make a claim as ridiculous as you should house illegal immigrants in your spare bedroom? I don't think they actually think that's a good idea. I don't think they actually expect anybody to take them up on that offer, as evidenced by the fact that I couldn't find anywhere on the internet to do what they're asking. And so maybe they are saying something so ridiculous, suggesting something so absurd, that more people get attention to it. I'm talking about it here today because of how absurd it is. And maybe their thought is, if more people in Massachusetts recognize how severe of a problem this is, and that impacts the political standing of the feds in DC, the Biden administration and Joe and Kamala, maybe that would get them to actually freaking do something. I don't know if this is as well thought out as it is, but the fact that I couldn't find a single place to do the very thing that the governor and the lieutenant governor and the leadership in Massachusetts was asking to do makes me think that they weren't serious about it, because who could actually be serious about it?